I'm Mr. Dan. Welcome to Monday Myths and Folktales. Last week we took a look at some stories from the Billabong, some folktales from Australia. This week we're going to be looking at a totally different part of the world. We're going to look at a classic English folktale that many of you have probably heard before. Jack and the Beanstalk. Wait a second. Kate and the Beanstalk. Kate and the Beanstalk. Written by Mary Pope Osborne and illustrated by Giselle Potter. I guess that author Mary Pope Osborne decided to retell this classic English folktale. Makes sense. A big part of folktales and storytelling in general is coming up with new ways to tell and to use old stories. I think that's what Mary Pope Osborne is looking to do here. Let's see how she does it. Kate and the Beanstalk. A word of caution. Things don't end well for everybody in this book. Some of them have kind of scary endings for some of the characters. Things work out pretty well for Kate. But, well, I'll just read so you can find out how it goes. Kate and the Beanstalk. Long ago, a girl named Kate lived with her mother in a humble cottage. One day, after a hard winter, Kate's mother was in despair. "Oh, we're sure to starve from hunger," she said, "unless we sell our only cow to get money for food." Kate was a plucky girl who loved to help. "Don't worry," she said, giving her mother a hug. "I'll take care of everything." And she set out for market with their cow. That Kate is a real go-getter. On the way, Kate met a beggar holding a small sack. "Magic beans?" the beggar said in a creaky voice. "How extraordinary," said Kate when she saw them, for the brown beans shone like dark gold. "I don't think I can live without them." "They can be yours in exchange for your cow," said the beggar. Without another thought, Kate traded her cow for the beans, and she rushed home to give them to her mother. But, to Kate's surprise, her poor mother was horrified. "Our only hope is gone," she cried. "Now we will surely starve." And she tossed the beans out the window. Hungry and forlorn, Kate went to bed. During the night, Kate couldn't sleep. She got up and crept into the moonlit garden. She gasped. For, in the darkest corner, a giant beanstalk rose into the sky. It rose higher and higher and higher still, till it disappeared beyond the clouds. "Does it ever end?" whispered Kate. Without waiting for morning, Kate began climbing the beanstalk. She climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed up and up and up. And when she reached the top, light was creeping into the gray sky. Through a misty haze, she saw the most astonishing sight. Above the clouds was a countryside with fine woods, a crystal stream, a rolling sheep meadow, and a mighty castle. As Kate stared in wonder, an old woman hobbled out of the woods. "Hello," said Kate. "Is that castle your home?" "Oh, no, my dear," the woman replied. "It once belonged to a noble knight and his fair wife. They had a small infant and many treasures. But one day a monstrous giant came to steal from them. He killed the good man and took over his castle." "How dreadful," said Kate. "Fortunately, the knight's wife and baby were visiting in the valley," said the old woman. "Afraid to return home, the grieving widow stayed below to raise her child. But alas, now they are very poor and close to starving." That's so sad, said Kate. Sadder than you know, my dear, replied the old woman. She looked deeply into Kate's eyes. Perhaps you are the one to right the terrible wrongs that have occurred here. Me? Said Kate. Are you afraid? I don't think so. I fear nothing when I know I'm doing right. How can I help? Said Kate. The knight had 3 precious treasures. A hen that lays golden eggs, a bag filled with gold coins, and the most wondrous harp in all the world, said the old woman. If you find and return them to the knight's widow, then she and her child will not die of hunger. Kate took a deep breath. You try it. Ready? She's getting ready to make an important choice. I take deep breaths when I'm getting ready to make an important choice too. Kate bid farewell to the old woman, then strode across the sheep meadow. I wonder what she's going to do. As she approached the castle, a giantess lunged into the early morning light. Lunge! Help me, the huge woman cried. My husband makes me cook from cock's crow to the owl's hoop. Whenever I hire servants, he gobbles them up. I'll be your servant, said Kate, but you must hide me from the giant. Kate helped the giantess make breakfast until the sun came up. When she heard the giant coming down the hall, she trembled with fear. His footsteps sounded like the booms of a cannon. Boom, boom, boom. Hide, whispered the giantess, and she pushed Kate into the closet. Peeking through the eye hole, Kate watched and listened. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an English woman. Be she alive or be she dead, I'll grind her bones to make my bread. Don't be silly, said the giantess. You only smell the wagon load of bacon I fried for you for breakfast. Oh, said the giant. When the giant finished eating, he said, Bring me the knight's hen. The giantess brought out a small brown hen. Lay, ordered the giant, and the little hen laid a golden egg. Ha 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 ha, roared the giant. I love my lovely little stolen hen. Then he put down his head and fell asleep, snoring as loud as thunder. You want to snore with me? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ever so quietly, Kate crept out from the closet. She grabbed the hen and rushed from the castle. She ran across the sheep meadow to the beanstalk. Down and down and down she climbed and climbed and climbed until she landed kerplop in the garden. Kate sighed with relief. It's better if Mother doesn't know of the danger I've been in, she whispered to the hen. Stay here until I can return you to the knight's poor widow. Kate hid behind a bush, then slipped back inside her house. Kate knew she must disguise herself to return to the castle. That night, she dressed in a wig, a beard, and crept out into the moonlit garden and climbed the beanstalk again. Kate climbed and climbed and climbed, up and up and up. In the light before dawn, Kate crossed the sheep meadow and knocked on the castle door. When the giantess came out, she roared, "Help me! I need a servant. The last one stole our hen and ran away." All happened as before. Kate helped the giantess make breakfast until the sun came up. When they heard the giant's booming footsteps, boom, 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 and bellowing voice, the giantess hid Kate in the closet. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an English woman. Be she alive or be she dead, I'll grind her bones to make my bread." "Calm down," said the giantess. "You only smell the mountain of hash I made for your breakfast." "No," said the giant. When the giant finished eating, he said, "Bring me the knight's money bag." The giantess brought out a bag filled with gold coins, and the giant greedily counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 50, 60. He roared, "I love my little stolen coins." Soon the giant's head began to nod, and Kate watched him fall asleep. Then she crept out and grabbed the money bag. She ran out of the castle, across the sheep meadow to the Beanstalk. Down and down and down and down and down she climbed and climbed and climbed until she landed kerplop in the garden. "Goodness," said Kate, "what a day! I must hide these coins until I can return them to the knight's poor widow." Kate hid the money bag with the hen and then slipped back inside her house. She is so brave. That night, Kate disguised herself once again and started up the Beanstalk. She's going back? Super brave. Up and up and up she climbed and climbed and climbed. She ran across the sheep meadow, and just as the sun came up, she knocked on the castle door. When the giantess came out, she grabbed Kate and cried, "Help me! I need a servant. The last one stole our money bag and ran away." Again, all happened as before. Kate helped the giantess make breakfast. Soon the giant's footsteps boomed down the hall, and the giantess hid Kate in the closet. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an English woman. Be she alive or be she dead, I'll grind her bones to make my bread." "You old fool," said the giantess, "you only smell the sea of fish soup I've made for your breakfast." "Oh," said the giant. When the giant finished his soup, he cried, "Bring me the knight's singing harp." The giantess brought out a magnificent harp, the only one of its kind in the whole world. The harp sparkled with diamonds and rubies, and it had strings made of gold. "Sing," bellowed the giant. He's a bully, isn't he? The harp began to sing a sad, haunting song. It sang of the past, of the noble knight, his lost wife and child, of golden days and starry nights. The harp's lovely song nearly broke Kate's heart. When the giant fell asleep, she crept out from behind the door, seized the harp, and ran away with it. But the harp was so frightened, it sang high, fearful notes. "Help! Help me! Help me! Help me!" "Quiet," said Kate. "I'm going to return you to the knight's poor widow." But the giant had already been awakened. He jumped up, and with a shout, he ran after Kate. Kate flew like the wind across the sheep meadow She grabbed the beanstalk and started down and down with the harp, and down and fast with the giant fast on her tail. Down and down, down and down and down. She climbed and climbed and climbed, and the giant climbed and climbed and climbed right after her. As soon as Kate's feet touched the ground, she shouted, "Mother, bring the axe!" Kate's mother ran out with the axe, and Kate grabbed it. You guys ready to chop? "Stand back, Mother," Kate cried. With one mighty blow, Kate chopped the beanstalk in two. Ready? Pick your axe up. Swing it back over your shoulder. Ooh, it's heavy. 3, 2, 1, thwack! Down and down it fell, down through the sky, and down fell the giant. Down into the garden it fell. The ground shook like an earthquake when he hit. Kate's mother took one look and cried out in horror, "That's the giant that slayed your father!" "My father?" said Kate. Before her mother could answer, a fairy approached in a chariot drawn by 2 peacocks. "Greetings, brave Kate," she said. "As Queen of the Fairies, I have long waited to avenge the treachery done to the good knight. But first I needed to know if his daughter was worthy of her inheritance. So I disguised myself as both the beggar and the old woman, and sent you on your quest to your father's castle." My father's castle? Kate looked at her mother, and her mother nodded. "I never spoke of your father after he was slain," Kate's mother said. "He would have been most proud of you today." Kate hugged her mother, and they wept for the sorrow and wonder of it all. "I just can't believe it. What a world." Then they climbed into the chariot and rose to the clouds, to the castle that was once again theirs. Up and up and up and up. Kate asked the giantess to stay on as their cook. That was very kind of her. "Thank you for your kindness," said the giantess. "Would you like a biscuit and jam?" "Indeed," said Kate and her mother, and the giantess served them a biscuit as big as a cow. That is the end of Kate and the Beanstalk. I imagine that if you're anything like me, you'll be working on some pretty cool beanstalk-themed art. I would love to see some heroines thinking fast on their feet and being brave. Maybe we could see some magic singing harps, or that action-packed moment when the giant falls from the sky. There are so many great scenes from this story that would be fantastic to illustrate. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. I hope that you've enjoyed today's story, and I hope you'll tune in again next week to see more folk tales from around the world. All the best. Have a great week.
Whoa, 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 don't go anywhere. I can't believe I almost forgot to remind you to join us this coming Wednesday, July 15th at 11 a.m. for the grand premiere of Cinderella by the Tanglewood Marionettes. In addition to the show, these incredible performers have been kind enough to offer a Q&A on Zoom. Make sure to join us.